Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 3 of We the Boys. With,
Acknowledge us once again.
with me today is, as usual, Alan and myself, Anthony. And today we speak about night 2 of WrestleMania 40. A fantastic, fantastic, fantastic WrestleMania, in my opinion. What do you think?
Indeed, I mean the build up from day one was is better compared to day one, and
Yeah.
also some nitpicking once again. The weather that seems better compared to day one. There
Mm.
was a sun, so I think the performers are having a better time being able to perform. Not compared to the first day in which there was cold wind and cold weather. And the outcome and all the matches, I think night two delivered, and it made up for night one, in which people have the assumption the Philly crowd was not giving it all. So night two, I think they pour all of their energy all out.
Yeah, not only that, I think, not to jump the gun, but in the press conference after the event, Triple H, Paul Levesque, he did mention that it was known and it was also like, speculated and, reported that the crowd on night one was very quiet. And the reason being is because it was so cold and they were frozen. And today they were much better and much hyped, much hot because the weather was much better also. Also,
Indeed.
the event today, what they saw, even if it was cold, I think it would have gotten a reaction anyway because what a fantastic night too, honestly.
Indeed. And before we proceed with all the matches, the prediction and the result, I think once again we are truly ushering into the new era. So what was announced today is, even though we know Backlash is going to be in France, I think they finalized the venue to be in Lyon, France. And also they've announced the upcoming PLE in the end of May, which is the King and Queen of the Ring in
Oh,
Saudi
wow.
Arabia. So
Okay.
that was announced.
It's in
So
May, is it?
yes, end of May. One is in the beginning of May, 5th of May, and the other, if I'm not mistaken, is 27. And the SmackDown episode also in Saudi Arabia. So this is the first
Wow.
ever SmackDown episode. Because usually they will tend to pre-tape the SmackDown
Yeah.
episode and after that, but now they're doing back-to-back shows. So I think we are truly ushering the new era. And statistic-wise, if I'm not mistaken, for the upcoming 6 PLE, all of them are not in the US. Only SummerSlam is in the US.
Mm.
The rest is all, you got France, you got German, you got Saudi Arabia, and after that, Clash of the Castle. So I think it's truly a new era.
Mm. And
So
like I said yesterday, I hope eventually they make their way around Asia, like, because I'm seeing a lot of Europe. I mean, they went to Australia last year, but Australia, I mean, Singapore would be nice.
yes. So let us hope I mean, they're pushing the envelope. It's no longer live show. They're going for SmackDown and Raw and even the PLE here in Southeast Asia. That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice, huh? So
Yes.
imagine they have one of the PLEs in the National Stadium, and then they have a SmackDown or Raw in one of the we have like the indoor stadiums in Malaysia, right? Imagine that.
That'd be nice. Okay. Anything else before we dive in?
Yeah, very quickly. While we are saying that this is a fantastic WrestleMania, of course, we are still riding on the wave. It was also reported by Triple H just now during the press conference that apparently WrestleMania 40, as I mentioned also yesterday, I must add, has made a lot of money and they broke records all around. Like they broke all of last year's records. And on a statistics standpoint, WrestleMania 40 has been the greatest WrestleMania of all time. You know, um, in terms of this is the subjective part. In terms of the show in itself, right now I'm feeling, yeah, it is the greatest WrestleMania of all time. It may change over the next few days because we're still in a high. But yeah, let's talk about WrestleMania. Right, I think we can head on into the discussion of our predictions and also we can go through what actually happened.
Come. Okay.
So,
So
not.
show started off with the national anthem. So I think that was the usual the customs of a WrestleMania,
Mm.
and then I think we went right into before the pre-show ended and right into the moment transition. CM Punk made his entrance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he made his entrance together with his the handguard, and after that I went to commentary table. So I take it from here.
Yeah, go on.
So right into the match, we can see both of the competitors, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, have their special entrance. That was a nice touch. Drew McIntyre has been trolling throughout the days up to this match, giving indication he has lost his ring gear. So there was a speculation that he might be wearing CM Punk's ring gear entering into this match, but that clearly did not happen. So this match as an opener, I think, is a very a very technical match, as Seth Rollins would say, is a workhorse title. So I think that there's a lot of claymores. I lost count of the amounts of claymores that Drew McIntyre has delivered to Seth Rollins. And Anthony, do you want to take it from here? The ending of the match.
The ending of the match, I felt, was for me the best part. I mean, the match in itself was a good match. I really like the fact that that's how they interwove CM Punk into the storyline, where we have Drew McIntyre going and gloating to him, and then CM Punk takes off his brace and starts hitting him. Is this an indication that he's coming back into in-ring action? We don't know, because it's already mentioned in a few podcasts. No, actually, the Ariel Helwani podcast, that he's actually ready and WWE is holding him at bay, you know?
Yes, and finally, we are glad that Drew McIntyre has his WrestleMania moment, winning a world championship in front of a live crowd.
Even if it was for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes, I think it's inevitable. Everyone know here on that Damian Priest has finally cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase and redeemed himself. Okay,
Yeah. And I think you called this one, right? I think you predicted exactly on the dot.
Yes. So I mean, it was very refreshing to see that, he got his momentum, and Judgment Day celebrated in the stage area of the WrestleMania. Yeah. And there was a certain rather crude hashtag that was trending on the context of this Damian Priest. They're making comparison with him being the ministry version of Undertaker. So I think it was very humorous. It was
also trending online. It's just that it's not as nice as we are putting it.
Right, yeah. So I think it's nice to see that everyone's enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
Cash in. And Damian Priest, he was the first guest in a press conference post show of night 2, and it's nice to see the way how he carried himself as a champion. So I think that his redemption arc finally starts now, and people are serious to be the workhorse champion. Because in the press conference, he has mentioned that statistically, if he's not mistaken, he has the most televised match in 2023, or one of the most. So I think it's nice to see that, Damian Priest finally be given the recognition and the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah. I'm also very, very stoked to see how he can perform by himself, because I know he was a solo performer before the Judgment Day, but he made his actual name in Judgment Day, and he's always been flanked by them, especially holding the tag team titles. Now it'll be interesting to see how well is he going to elevate this title, because as we know, and we're going to touch a bit later on, the best modern day champion has to be Roman Reigns. He elevated him, the title, and also the people around him. So I would love to see what Damian Priest can actually do under the tutelage of Triple H. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So let's go on to the next one.
Okay, the next one is the Philadelphia Street Fight. Okay, between Bobby Lashley and Street Profits against the Final Testament. So 2 interesting things. DOWG, Snoop Dogg, was invited to be the guest commentator for this match, and Baba Ray Dudley was invited to be the special guest referee. So I think this is just a feel-good factor match. Baba Ray was invited on the basis that Philadelphia is the city which ECW made this mark, and then they try to push the envelope on the extreme. Candlesticks, tables throughout the matches. So I love it. I mean, it's just a feel-good factor, a transition match. It's a very light-hearted one. Everyone has their moment. Even the females BFAB against this Scarlett. Okay, so but I believe it looks like as if she injured herself a bit. Okay, and they even botched a spot in the end with the tables, but I think they regained momentum and they set up another table and they pushed through the match. So I think the crowd generally, they enjoyed the match. A little bit of change of stipulations, because the matches from day one and now, I think it's all traditional wrestling match. If you do not take into account the Rock's order, and all those
Mm.
line roles. So I think it's nice to have a gimmick match in WrestleMania every now and then.
Yeah, but I have a little bit of an issue with this. While once again, the match was nice and enjoyable, I feel like the build to this match was very strong. Like they made everybody look super serious and all that. But for some reason, this match felt a little bit like a fanfare for the audience. You know,
Correct.
there was a bit. I think there was a little too much zaniness that I wouldn't have appreciated. I feel like without the zaniness, it would have been far more like a serious match. But
So
this one
we all due respect to the competitors that was involved in this match. I mean, would we categorize this match as a filler match?
looks
No,
like it. It wasn't supposed to be, but it looks like it.
but I mean, it's feel good because once you add Baba Ray Dudley and Snoop Dogg into the equation, I think it's just it's
Yeah.
just fan service.
Also, can I add another thing? I feel the entrance of like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, where the ones they raise their head and they go like doom, 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 or something like that. That looks stupid. It looks so dumb. Why? I don't understand. Like you guys have like a bona fide like these guys look serious. Like they could be things, and then you have them all three standing in a row and punching the air. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it.
Okay, but did we get our predictions right on this?
No, I went for the Final Testament to win.
Okay, I went for Bobby Lashley and what Street Profits.
I honestly thought also, right, the Final Testament could be something like the House of Black eventually, but the House of Black is the House of Black, lah.
Correct. And another nitpicking is I think WWE seems to be very inconsistent on promoting Bobby Lashley and Street Profit because
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
one day they are known as Bobby Lashley and Street Profit, and and another time they'll be known as The Pride. So if you want to build a faction, I mean, there needs to be a proper entrance, theme song, logo, and consistency. So I think they are still figuring out whether Street Profits is going to play second fiddle to Bobby Lashley, or they are going to be a faction. Is Bobby Lashley going to be solo? Is Street Profits going for the tag teams division? So they're still in the midst of figuring out their identity.
Mm. On that note, just a very quick one, right? Do you think WWE should introduce a trios champion?
I think with the amount of the depth of the roster now is the correct opportunity and moment, because you see some people that are in the main roster did not even have opportunity to appear in television, or the likes of this Nakamura. Then we have Cameron Grimes, Dexter Loomis. So they're all lost in the loop, So I think it's an opportunity also to introduce a curious title in lieu of NXT. Even has taken the initiative to introduce the North American Woman title, the mid-card title. So I think it's a perfect opportunity. And once again, with Paul Levesque's notion of the new era, I think we should go full force with it.
Yeah, good. All right, okay, so let's go to the next one. AJ Styles versus LA. Oh, before that, for me, the Pride versus the Final Testament was the worst match of the night.
We will run through the card first, and I will give my verdict.
Okay, all right.
So, okay, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Okay, so this match is proudly brought to you by Slim Jim. Finally, LA Knight has his WrestleMania moment, his solo entrance, and he even picked up the victory. So AJ Styles, with his new persona, came out with a new song, and that was a big miss for me.
Exactly, I agree with this. Yeah.
And this match delivered in all cylinders. It has very good reviews, and everyone was very pleased. They even say that given into consideration AJ's matches in WrestleMania, this is his best match. So I think it's quite surprising, because I mean we were thinking at that moment, maybe it might be a filler match. The build is not enough, but I think it brought out the best of everyone in this match.
This match had no right being as good as it was.
Yes.
And I think AJ Styles and LA Knight, they took it upon themselves to make it and try and show people that they can outperform everyone, which they did. And I think it was good. I think it's a solid A minus, B plus to A minus around there.
And it's, once again, it's a statement, because people has been doubting LA Knight. They say that the hype is over, the movement, is no longer there. But from the way the crowd reacted to LA Knight, his momentum is still there.
Yeah. Yes.
So he should push. Okay, let's go to the next match. Okay, the triple threat for the United States Championship. Logan Paul against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I enjoy this match, and our prediction unfortunately both of us got it wrong. I was thinking so far ahead of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens having their moment to Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero in WrestleMania 20, but that didn't materialize.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they even considered it at any given point, judging by how everything turned out.
It is what it is. I mean, there's just a few entrants. Everyone has a special entrance.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens once again has that one simultaneously shot camera angle from the backstage up to the ramp. He drove a golf cart in which he fetched Randy Orton. So God bless that, because we know Randy Orton's entrance would take a long time if he would walk, casually. So I mean, his entrance was sped up, and I enjoyed the first few moments of them ganging out on Logan Paul. And after that, there's a lot of spots. It's a spot fest for this match. And who was beneath the prime mascot?
I thought it was KSI, to be honest, because KSI posted a picture yesterday that he's on his way to the States. So I really thought it was KSI. So when it was Speed, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice.
Speed, Ronaldo's biggest fan. I won't even mimic his barking because I can't do it. Okay. But I mean, Speed, making a WrestleMania cameo. So once again, this WrestleMania is a culmination of all stars. You got Snoop Dogg, you got Speed, you got Drewski, the comedian in the crowd yesterday. Yeah. So I think they're just, it's just a pop culture phenomenon at this point.
Yeah. And also this match also reminded everybody how good Logan Paul actually is as a performer. He is a fantastic wrestler. What a guy. So
everyone that is involved in this match, I mean, should be proud of their body of work.
Yeah.
Another banger, because I think during those 4-5 years ago, the US title and Intercontinental title was not included in the WrestleMania card. So once again, I think it has elevated the status of the US title.
Yeah.
And it's here to stay. The US title as a permanent fixture of a PLE, and also Logan Paul once again, backing up.
Yeah. Right. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes.
The co-main event.
Okay, take it from here, Anthony.
Yeah, it's Io Sky versus Bayley, and I must say, I think Io Sky's entrance for WrestleMania today, it had a lot of for some reason I likened it to how the intro of the old Ultraman used to be, with the Shadow Ultraman figure, the silhouette. I felt Io Sky's entrance was really good. It made her feel larger than life for the first time. And I hated Bayley's entrance. It was lame as hell. She was trying to be like some Pharaoh-like thing. Yeah, I just feel like it was a miss. It was a miss for me.
Yes. There were once again a lot of speculation that Paramore Hayley Williams will be appearing to play the song, but that didn't materialize. So it's more of the Katy Perry music video,
Yeah.
Yeah, on that Egyptian theme. Okay, how about the match itself?
The match was good. The match was good. I really enjoyed their performance. People tend to forget how much of a professional Bayley is. She tends to get right off a lot, and this match reminded everybody who she is. And I like how Io also brought her A game to it. But I feel like the match could have gone a little bit longer, because towards the end of the match, where Io had countered Bayley's move, and I started picking up from there, and I was thinking like, okay, wow, this is getting good. But no, it ended there. It just picked up and it ended there. I feel like if it went on for maybe about 2 minutes more, it would have been a really good match. But all in all, I think it's a solid A, I think.
Yes, and both of us got our predictions right. We called for Bayley to win. Bayley has to win, to show the significance of winning the Royal Rumble. So it was a right call and a right match. Everyone performed up to their level, and I think once again elevated women wrestling.
Yeah,
WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I think the elephant in the room is the main event, Anthony. Levels above. Okay, I think you take it from here, too.
This main event has to be one of the greatest WrestleMania main event in a long time, and people will not forget it.
Yes.
The entrances, I feel like the mask that Cody Rhodes wore was a bit goofy, but it was still very good. It made him feel larger than life, which is what everybody's going for. But Roman Reigns, when he entered the arena with the whole orchestra playing, then you know the real boss is there. So as the match was progressing, you see a lot of like near falls and a lot of counters, and then you notice immediately Roman Reigns started showing a little bit more character, like he showed that he was enjoying himself. So automatically I knew, okay, Roman's losing. He's feeling it. So he's losing definitely. He's like trying to show lah, show up. He's showing up,
And we were waiting for the first turning point of the match, the swerve, when this bloodline rose, who's
Yeah.
going to interfere first.
I think
So
the
once
first half,
the first interference kickstart, I know that is we are going all full gear, maximum throttle.
I was wondering also because for the first half of the match, it was just Cody and Roman Reigns, and it felt like a normal traditional match. And then when later on, as Jimmy started coming, Jimmy came, then Jay came,
Yes.
and then that ended. And then
I need to interfere first. So they
Yeah.
were saying that the altercation between Jimmy and Jay Uso throughout the ramp is more entertaining than their match yesterday.
Yeah, it was. And I think that's exactly what Jimmy and Jay are. Like splash of fights here and there with their super kicks, and that's it. If you put them to fight for 15 minutes, it's just going to be, oh shit, what do we do now? Let's revert, super kick.
Right. So I'll try my best not to curse, but this is the most overbooked match in WWE, and I love it. There's no reason to be apologetic. They have to overbook it.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm so excited to talk about it. Once Solo Sikoa started interfering, and who is there to save the day?
Yeah. When Solo came, and when it was an open secret. Everybody knew that John Cena was going to be there anyway, so he was there, and then he came and did the save. And then when The Rock came out, I thought, obviously Stone Cold is coming out at this point, but no, The Undertaker.
And we missed out even Seth Rollins made the interference.
In the Shield outfit.
So for once, I was thinking the possibility Dean Ambrose might return, but maybe it's just too far fetched.
I really thought we were going to see Dean Ambrose. I genuinely thought
it was overbooked to the point that I was enjoying it. I was bring more people, bring all the Samoans, bring Rikishi, bring Stone Cold. But I think they limit themselves. They are not overdoing it. So it's good.
But I feel the one thing that I sort of expected to happen, like at last year's Mania and also this year's Mania, is to really play into the character of this tribal chief. He's the tribal chief, right? Yeah. And don't you think you should be bringing the elders? The elders should be in the shot of his entrance or something. I feel like they should have played into it a little bit more. Correct. That one, I feel like it's a bit of a miss. I also still feel that Stone Cold would have been a perfect person to be in that match for a bit.
Yes, instead of Undertaker.
Yeah. It would have been like more of an oh my god moment,
Correct. But okay, if we were to fast forward to the ending, so it's once again, we can finally say it. Cody Rhodes has finished his story.
I watched Mania this time, and my father watched with me a bit yesterday, and today he sat down till the end. And my father has always been invested in wrestling throughout the Attitude Era, but then later on he dropped off, obviously, like everybody else. So, but today, for the first time, he actually sat down and watched until the very end, and he told me like, yeah, Cody Rhodes is the correct person. And mind you, he doesn't know anything about Cody Rhodes until today. And he saw and he was like, yeah, Roman Reigns is really good, but Cody Rhodes, he deserves to win. And that's what Cody Rhodes is, He makes you believe in him. He's just such a three-dimensional character up to this point. But this is where my fear lies. Henceforth, if he's just going to keep this up and cry during every promo, he's going to become a two-dimensional character. And mind you, the WWE universe will turn on you faster than they turned on John Cena, because John Cena was a baby's boy, so like everybody loved him, right? So yeah, that's my fear. And another gripe that I have with this amazing main event is Roman Reigns did not get a standing ovation. He deserved that. What do you think?
Correct. Okay, so first, I share your concern on Cody Rhodes herein after, because he is more of a goofy baby face. He has the exact prince with John Cena. He's lovable. He sells merch. He can't be healed. He's doing Make-A-Wish. Kids like him. So it's up to him how to present himself as a superstar herein after. Because this formula is not going to last long. So I think he needs to He needs to have something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
So on that, I also agree. The ending is a feel good ending. You know, you have all the baby faces. You know, that is related and not even related to Cody Rhodes. Even LA Knight turned up in the ring. So I was like, okay, LA Knight. Okay, they have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, John Cena. You know, everyone celebrating with Cody Rhodes. And this was one thing also that I nitpick. You know, we hope then the tribal chief will have a proper send off, you know, a standing ovation. But no, the camera was just focused on Cody Rhodes celebrating. He even requested Bruce Pritchard, you know, I believe that's his agent and one of the producer for WWE, and also requested the Triple H to come down to celebrate with him. Oh yes, I'm disturbed by the lack of the tribal chief being acknowledged at the end of this historic title reign.
Yeah. But one thing, the end of WrestleMania left me very, very optimistic and excited with the direction that everybody's going, because everybody, including Roman Reigns, they all have to step it up and bring it now, because Roman Reigns has to still stamp his presence of the tribal chief without a title now, which is much more work. Cody Rhodes has a lot to prove. Damian Priest has a lot to prove. A lot of them are just going to have to step it up, and it's all good for the fans, because everybody is going to get a very good product at the end of the day.
So for once, the ending of WrestleMania felt like a season finale, you know, for a series. You know, there's the bright lights, you know, everyone's looking forward what's going to happen tomorrow. It's a new dawn, it's a clean slate, you know, old rivalries won't be renewed. And, you know, it's open season for everyone to step up their game, truly ushering in a new era. So if anything, I mean, tomorrow's Monday Night Raw is a must-see, must-tune, you know, who is going to step out, you know.
Yeah. So, you know something? I think Triple H did mention in his press conference earlier that tomorrow's Raw after Mania has broke the record of last year's Mania. Can you imagine that? A Raw breaking a Mania record.
Good
already
time.
in. It's crazy. It's insane. That's where WWE is at now.
And also looking forward, I mean, if we don't talk about Raw after Mania, there will be even a special documentary on the build-up of the Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and the whole Bloodline thing. The WrestleMania season that is going to be on air Wednesday. That will be Thursday for us.
Yeah.
So there'll be follow-up, you know, even after Raw, we still have things to look after too. It'll be a 2 hours documentary.
Yeah. It's amazing, you know. I was thinking about this just now. How me personally went from hating and booing Roman Reigns when he won the title at 32 till now I'm wearing his merch. Even after his loss, still a fan.
It's a full circle.
It's him. He is the it factor, you know.
Okay, so now we will continue with the most practical part. Okay, so how much will you rate WrestleMania Night 2 out of 10 and WrestleMania XL out of 10?
I would say I would give it a solid 9.7 out of 10.
Okay, I agree. For Night 2, mine is 9.5. You know, maybe small things, you know, Snoop Dogg, I mean, it's a feel good factor, but he didn't deliver much in commentary. All those small nitpicking, but the WrestleMania Night 2 delivered. How about WrestleMania XL as a whole?
Oh, solid WrestleMania. I would still give it maybe I would give it a 9.7. I would maintain it there. Yeah.
I give it around the same 9.5, but I dare to say this is one of the best WrestleMania of all time.
Yeah, because you have to think about it also. If you know who was still in charge, WrestleMania 40 would be filled with packages looking back at all the other WrestleManias. It will be a fest of showing all the old legends coming and standing around and doing some events, doing some skits at the backstage. It would have been all of this. It would have just been a celebration of all the other WrestleManias. But this WrestleMania, it focused on all the in-ring people right now, and all of the legends who came back were all elevated to be current guys. They're not like just some made-up fellows, you know, like Hulk Hogan coming and just dropping the leg and running away. You know, it shows a different level,
Okay, so what is the match of the night for you?
Match of the night, I would have to say is the main event.
Same, the main event. All cylinders it delivered. Most overbooked shit. My bad.
Yeah.
Love it.
What about the worst match of the night for you?
Okay, if you have to take into consideration everything in the full spectrum, I would say, unfortunately, I enjoyed it, but it's the Pride versus the Final Testament.
All
Because
right.
all of the other matches delivered in day two,
Yeah.
night two.
Okay. WrestleMania as a whole, which was your worst match?
Oh, Jimmy and Jay also.
Yeah, that is saying something, you know. That means they really were. I
Oh
hate to say
boy.
it, but oh well. It is what it is, lah. Huh?
Okay, so
All
I
right.
guess now it's time for us to look forward. What
Yeah.
can we anticipate after WrestleMania? So a few housekeeping. Now SmackDown and Raw tag titles has been divided. So I think each of the specific brand can have their own feud against the champion by itself. One is a face. Raw is having Awesome Truth, the face champion, and SmackDown is having the A Town Down Under as a heel. So I think it brings more dynamic and variant to the tag team scene. Second of all, Money in the Bank briefcase has been exhausted completely. So I think we can rest our worries. There won't be any element of surprise until the next one. Third one, and the most important, is we have to take into consideration Damian Priest is now the World Heavyweight Champion in Raw, and Cody Rhodes in the same time is also a Raw superstar signed under the Raw brand, but he is the WWE champion. So what is going to happen from here onwards? Rumors are saying that the draft will took place in end of April if you compare it to last year's schedule. So we are looking forward to the draft. Maybe a bit of shake up. Some faction or teams will be break out. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen here and after.
Do you think it's time for them to break up the Judgment Day?
Taking into consideration the momentum, I think Judgment Day still has to remain for now.
Okay. What are you looking forward to for Raw after Mania tomorrow?
First, we are looking forward to who is going to answer Cody Rhodes' call to be his next feud to challenge and step up. I personally felt Gunther should step out,
Oh,
this is time.
yeah.
He has got the title, there's no more, rivalry. He should move on, level out. And we are looking forward more NXT called out and also maybe some surprise returns.
Do you think Stone Cold will be there tomorrow?
Unfortunately, my money is not on Stone Cold at this moment.
Wait, while we're on this topic, right? I'm also quite surprised that the WWE World is still going to be happening tomorrow,
Correct.
I think they're going to be there for another week,
And John Cena will be making an appearance in WWE World.
Wow, it's so nice. Like they still have this thing to like celebrate the fans, throughout the week.
It shows how much they have stepped out since this WrestleMania XL, the one that you have attended. So once it was rebranded under WWE World, I think it's a full-on experience, almost spanning towards 2 weeks. So WrestleMania is not just about Saturday and Sunday, it's about WWE World, the Friday, the SmackDown before, the Raw after, the NXTs, or the podcast in between, the Pat McAfee show.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, tomorrow, do you think we'll see anything from the Bloodline?
Yes. I think the Bloodline has to appear, the Wise Man or Roman Reigns in this capacity. They have to make an appearance.
Do you think there'll be a tribal court?
No. I think that it should be a swan song,
Yeah. Yeah, I think he should receive his standing ovation tomorrow. But I think tomorrow is the day The Rock will turn on him.
We'll see. So excited, once again, the air of the Raw after Mania is one of the most exciting night.
And I think CM Punk is going to come out tomorrow, and CM Punk is going to say like, "Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go."
Crowd will be chanting. It's very unpredictable. They might turn on you, they might not. Someone will be elevated. The last time Raw after Mania, we have the rising of Fandango, even Daniel Bryan. So even the most random thing might transpire.
I have a very weird feeling that we might see Brock Lesnar tomorrow.
Interesting.
I have a feeling. I don't know. I mean, the fact that Steph came back today,
yes,
and Brock has been mentioned a lot recently. I think we might see Brock tomorrow.
Are you still hopeful about the Bloodline still, continuing the story with Cody Rhodes? Perhaps, the Tribal Chief invoking his rematch clause?
I think he will try, but he will be stopped by The Rock. because they will start to build their program for next year.
And a lots of speculation also going through with this relative of Solo Sikoa being Jacob Fatu has
Yes.
officially announced his signing with WWE, and even Tama Tonga has made his first move by updating his profile picture in social media. So perhaps maybe a more
Tama Tonga, imagine, and Jacob
Yes.
Fatu.
correct.
Bloodline is growing, man.
Correct.
Hmm.
So I think we are very excited to look forward.
What a time, man. Also, yeah, thank you and congratulations for agreeing to start this podcast. I'm telling you, I'm having loads of fun. I'm paying attention a lot more to wrestling, and yeah, I'm having a lot of fun lah. Basically, we were meant to do this for a long time. We're finally doing it.
because to quote the final boss, professional wrestling is cool again.
Yeah.
Thanks to who? I mean, thanks to everyone involved. I wouldn't factor into one individual. It's a collective effort from
Yeah.
everyone in WWE.
And this is also our road to WrestleMania 41. So let's hope we end up there.
Finish our story in due time.
Let's finish our story, yeah. All right, Alan. Looks like we've reached the tail end of our episode.
Indeed.
We'll regroup tomorrow again.
Sure. Okay. Talk
All
soon.
right. Brilliant,
So-
my friend.
Okay. Guys, remember, acknowledge us.
Acknowledge us. Cheers. Bye-bye.